changer. Now all I do is chill and write bangers. Morph into the green like the White Ranger. Taking my block to the top just like Jenga. Danger, step on up and get roasted. I'm just trying to make some change like Drip Coach did. Posted like daily, put you under hypnosis. Fuck around with another damn and get ghosted. It's hopeless. We so bullish like Mike Jordan. All the fun fading away is quite enormous. Building a bridge, kinda like a chorus for those missing in action like Chuck Norris. Run for us, run away, don't come back. We stick together, on point like thumbtacks. Grab the Iron Man, they gone from one snap. Going hard for the network, that's a fun fact. Danger, step on up and get roasted. I'm just trying to make some change like Drip Coach did. Posted like daily, put you under hypnosis. Fuck around with another.
Into it, jumping right into it. Can you guys hear me? If anybody's out there, see, we got some concurrent viewers, but nothing in the chat. So make sure, let me know if I'm talking to myself. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2. Don't know if anybody's out there or not, but we're gonna dive in. So I haven't actually checked anything on the chats to see what's going on. Don't know what the pulse is in the network, but had some streaming difficulties last week, so trying to jump on now to get things back on track. So let me know if you guys are hearing the stream or not. I hope you are, because if not, I'm talking to myself. So what is going on in Drip today? One thing to see is that the garden balance is still up. That is phenomenal. Loving to see that. So that tells me that, again, people got more eyes on the garden. They're learning how to play the game, and it is working. So LP values go up. Well, technically right now, I guess it'd just be that the contract balance is going up and the LP value is probably staying about the same. What is the LP value on this thing? Dex Guru is one of the better places I know to track that. But we look at the contract balance, man, we're almost back up to 300,000. It's been a while since we've been in that range for the Drip Garden. And Dex Guru has us sitting probably at like $1.90 or so. It was going up. I know we got down to like $1.80 or high 70s, I think. And to see that curling back up is good. Let me see. Let me pull up Telegram and see if there's anything new I can cover in the Telegram, because I have not been looking at that. Let's see. So I don't see anybody in the chat. See, I got views, so I'm hoping you guys can hear me out there, can see what's going on. So trying to just, basically what I do on Monday mornings for me, just jump on here and try to chop it up with you guys. So we got the Drip price sitting at 29 cents still. So for me, held up over the weekend. That's pretty good. And the LP price is $1.99, man. That's fantastic. Yeah, because we had dropped down to, I thought we dropped down lower than that. Maybe I was wrong. Yes, I was wrong. Oh, that's a 10-minute chart. Let's see the 1 day. Yeah, we did for sure. So being back at $2. Oh yeah, we got down. Yep, I was right, into the 70s. $1.69. It looks like maybe, yeah, $1.72. So it's dropped down a bit from that pump that happened by Seifu. So that got us back up over the $2 range from $1.88 to $2. And then now we're back at $1.99. So I do believe this will take off once drop draw gets launched, because we're going to see some spikes on the native DEX. So what should happen, due to the lack of tax on the native DEX, a lot of people should, or not, maybe not a lot, but enough people should be buying drip off the native DEX, playing triple D. As I showed you guys, there's enough people that have also just kind of fell by the wayside regarding crypto in general, and of course within DeFi. If it's not flashy, they don't want in. And from my personal community, that's about 70%. I've done another video where I looked at the greater community, looking at dripnetwork.ca, that comes out later, and it still lines up. It's about 68% on that one. So the question will be, how much noise can we make to get some of those people back into the system, and or find some new people, because it's all about a hype cycle. So it's just, can you capture that hype and attention? That's really what it boils down to. And PC's running slow first thing in the morning. So things are like freezing up while I'm trying to unlock my MetaMask. Let me check the chat, see if anybody popped in here. That's not the chat. This is the chat. Hey, Ruby Ruse in the house. What's up, Anna? Always sharing the knowledge from your end in the catacombs of YouTube. Great to have you. I think maybe you've been on the live before, but I don't think I've ever seen you in the chat. I'm not sure. What's good in the wonderful world of the great USA these days? I haven't seen any news, anything different that changed over the weekend. Still throwing or trying to go for the witch hunt with Binance and Coinbase, and then any other, let me check that out. Any other sacrificial pawns that have popped up over the weekend or since last night that I may have missed. Crypto market's still in the gutter, probably. Don't think we had any kind of resurrection over the weekend or over the last 8 to 9 hours for me. So it does not look like that is such. Yeah, things still red. Bitcoin went down a little bit from where I started. BNB, man, it's brutal. But it will come back for sure. What up, Mac Bowl? Mark Bowles. Oh, yeah, I see you in the comments quite often. Mark didn't know. Guess you got another channel name or something. What up, Mark? Good to have you. Thanks for popping in. Listen to me ramble this evening if you're in the U.S. And if there's anybody else in the Southeast Asia side, it's 5:07 in the a.m. for me. So, yeah, I really don't have any additional content for this. This is always just kind of whatever happens kind of stream. And I'm trying to connect my Rabby here, and apparently forgot how to do it. Okay, I am in. Cool. All right. Yeah. So what I was saying is, this is what the speculation is that, we'll be buying off the native DEX, which will cause a price pump in drip, which will then cause an arbitrage opportunity between the native and pancake swap, which should by extension change the price of drip, which is what this LP pair is tied to. So that means we'll see theoretically a higher LP value, because remember, Garden is all about leverage. So just leverage play on drip. But again, to me, this is very telling, because man, last time we were up in these numbers was in December. The 280 range was in December, and we've gotten back up there now. So that is, in my opinion, gonna reach way up in the air, break my arm, and pat the marketing dial on my back, patting my back. to say that that's due to the efforts of the DAO, because the garden was just kind of sleeping dormant, and most people are still very unhappy with the garden, because if you're like me, then you have probably been evaluating your garden based off of the LP value, or the value assigned to your plant value. So, and apparently, James Devstreak is now wanting people to renew. So I had premium, but now I don't have premium anymore. So I can't see the details on my garden. But this was, I'm just going to show you guys, this was the original metric here that a lot of us were using to identify, you know, our garden. So when I started, I put, it was like 5,500. That's what had gone into there. But the real metric you should be evaluating yourself is your contract share, this, and what the price of those LPs are. Like, you can't change the price of LPs, but when you have more of the contract, percent of the contract, then you're making more. So you should be trying to increase your share ownership of the contract with healthy behavior, and also taking profits in a way that works for you. So I still personally prefer to use the this garden, to be honest. I've just gotten so used to it, I just stick with this one. But remember the strategy I did show you guys, that still works really, really well for me. I'm still at 5% tied to this main wallet I get every time I compound. So I just take those LPs out and re-inject them back into my smaller wallet. And then I plan on playing Triple D with this whenever this comes up. Oh shit. Mark Bowles, you got banned on YouTube? What in the world? I didn't know you had a channel. What did you get banned for? Were you not leaving bullish enough comments on your drip videos and then you got banned? What happened? Let's see, where are we at? So this is my big garden. So you got 21 million. What did this say? 21 billion. Yeah, so that's right. So I'll talk to James and get my premium back. See, he kind of shamed you. It's been like 13 months, 25 days since it passed your last donation. I thought it was a one and done, so I paid for premium for everything, and it seems as though it might be more of a annual, maybe. So we're gonna have to fix that so I can see those numbers. But as I was saying, I prefer to use this to compound my garden. So my strategy, and I can even do this right now on camera. So actually, let me go to my other one. So I'm gonna sell those, then I'm gonna send them over to this one. And then since it's first thing in the morning, I am going to do a compound. So I'm still doing kind of that 8-hour workday schedule. I don't stick to it exactly, because I don't really care at this stage. It doesn't really matter until I'm actually doing something with these LPs, but I try to stick to that to some degree. But the amount that I compound back in, that one is really just up in the air. It just really depends on what balance is shown in my drip. So like I would do something in here where I had this 108, I would end up doing 3 and some change just so that I can have 105. Like that's just how I do it. So it doesn't matter as long as you're the simple strategy is just sell your seeds and then put them back in. Granted, you're going to lose a little bit on that transaction for selling seeds, but it is a couple cents. And when you look at the compound interest on those plants gained, at the end of the day, it should outweigh itself. What is the sell tax on seeds, or not tax, but so 21 cents. So I'm putting 21 cents back into the system. So that's not bad in my opinion. Now I'm going to take, that was 3 and some change. So I'll just take 6 and some change and send it over. So I have 105 here. Because that's what I was going to do with that anyway. So then I send these tokens to my other wallet. And I do like this white label service. It wouldn't stop anyone from who's gained access to your seed phrase, but it is really cool when you try to send to something you haven't interacted with. It will give you a warning. So I think that's nice. And you have to like, not only does it give you a warning, you got to check a box and re-put in your password. So it's like it gives you 2 attempts to say, hey, are you sure you want to send to this address you've never sent before and you've never white labeled? And I have white list turned on. So that means it won't send unless I do those 2 steps. So I've just only whitelisted the tax vault and my other wallets. Let's go to the chats, see what you guys are talking about while I wait for this to switch over. Ruby, do you think the SEC will settle with Coinbase, try to bring it in as the dominant crypto exchange? I thought that was literally what I just put in my video. Maybe that video isn't out yet, but if it is, then spoiler, because that's exactly what I said. So I made a video about the SEC and Binance and stuff like that. It's in my weekly wrap up. So maybe it comes out tomorrow. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the stuff that I put up and when I schedule them. But literally what you just said is what I think. So I think personally they went with the, CZ is the evil China regime narrative. They've been gunning for him ever since. Plus, with him turning down Gary Gensler for the job, I think that just rubbed Gary. It didn't rub Gary the wrong way. It rubbed the entire banking industry the wrong way because there was no FTX then. And Binance was taking over globally, like all over the place, pushing crypto adoption. And that was the perfect opportunity for the SEC and the traditional banking system to get their claws into the industry. And when CZ basically said no, that immediately put the bullseye on Binance. So Binance.us has always had a tough time getting approved in the US. Not every state even allows you to use it. So this to me was a strategic play. One, I believe Gary Gensler's on the way out. He's going to get fired. We saw that from the congressional hearing that they did with him. They're going to bring him back in. That did not go well. They were literally raking him across the coals. So I believe he's going to be fired or something will happen. And then before he gets the axe, he has basically, him and whoever the puppets are that control him have had him push this agenda forward. So the goal will be to remove Binance in totality. So Binance will not be working in the US. That's what I see happening. And then Coinbase and the USDC and BlackRock and whatever that other narrative is will come in and be the savior of crypto. Remember, everything now, the narrative is safety. So they're getting rid of Binance, who has been commingling your funds and sending your data over to China. And then before your safety, we have now regulated Coinbase and they are approved by Big Brother. I mean, the US government, and you can now operate within the US and it's, whatever they call those types of investors, all that stuff. So that's exactly what I believe will be happening in the very near future. I don't think it'll take the next presidential election to do so. I think this will be something that they kind of swoop in with now. Kevin O'Leary said that Coinbase exec should be replaced. Yeah, Kevin O'Leary, I used to enjoy listening to him, but once I found out that he's just as dirty as the rest of them with FTX, I don't really pay any attention to anything he has to say anymore. Can't trust him. So, I don't know. No idea about Coinbase. I think pretty much the entire financial system is corrupt. So Brian Armstrong sounds like he's legit for the people. I'm not throwing any shade at him, but to me, I think what happens is you start with your moral compass and then you meet this brick wall of resistance of the regime that has been in place for forever, and you just can't win. So they beat the rebel out of you and force you to conform, or they just blockade you with all sorts of restrictions, and like you see with what they're doing with Coinbase and Binance. So I don't think you really stand a chance against the current model, no matter who you are. It's one big puppeteered organization, the Rockefellers, the what do you call all those banking people? JP Morgan's, Chase, all that. The shadow banking industry. Mac, I had 2 videos up in which AI done. I had now views and got banned. Damn, that sucks. Wonder why with AI, how you got banned though for doing videos with AI. Because I mean, they should at least gave you like a copyright strike or something. And it's crazy how quickly they banned your channel, and it's like you can't even do anything to get it back. It's nuts. What up, Samuel's boy? What up? What up? What up? So yeah, all right. Oh shit. Let me get back to this. So anyway, I was supposed to be doing this, adding this LPs back. So right now you see that if I plant, it's 570 million plants. And so just by adding a couple other LPs to that, how many LPs would be 570 million? Let's see. I hate this. I'm not even gonna bother with that. We're not even gonna do this math right now because the numbers without commas are just too hard to read. So anyway, I'm gonna just do 1.9 to add back in, so that compounds on this wallet. And then later on today, like I said, it could be 6 hours, could be 8 hours, could be 10. I'll come in and do a sell, and those will just sit here in the available balance. And then do the same thing tomorrow. So the idea is to DCA in, and then when Triple D comes out, I'll be splitting these to go back in, play Triple D. What are we at right now on liquid drip? Because man, that is shot up as well with the delays. Any announcements that I need to be aware of? Let's see. Oh, I didn't see this one. So I think this came out. Yeah, it looks like this came out 2 hours ago. So let's pull that up. So, or maybe that was last night, June 11th. What is today? I'm so confused. It's 12th. So I missed that from yesterday. We have been focused on testing all day for the past 4 to 5 days. In the past 48 hours, we were testing the changes that we have made to the referral system and the TWAP. We ran into a divergence with the TWAP since it was built for integration into PancakeSwap DEX, but we are integrating it into our DEX, which has different mechanics. We have been spending the past 48 hours going through all of the variables and testing each one individually until we located the source of divergence, which is the different fee structures we have on our DEX, which is the 1% liquidity provider fee that goes to the reservoir. We are in the process of accounting for this so we can wrap up our testing. I will keep the updates coming. Security and quality comes before everything. Well, that's the update. So update to the update, announcement to the announcement. We are still waiting. Let's see if we got anything over in Stunner's group from Forex. He likes to chat here. So let's do a search for Forex. Last seen yesterday at 9:14 a.m. Been to Caribbean, maybe sometime. People who rug will fail. Some random video. So here we go. Can't push it until Triple D is out though. Phase 1 Amapar migration development finished 3 days ago. So it sounds like another thing is fully finished. So we will see. Remember, this was for the dog pound changes and the new liquidity provider management kind of with the stables being able to keep it within a range. So that is done. So in theory, once this is launched, we should have an immediate go. Camera's boy, smash at HBO Special. Thanks, Mr. Blue. Oh shit, what up, Nakamoto Crypto? I see you over there, still holding it down. A lot of Zen stuff on your channel. I don't follow any of that, man, but shouts out to you, keeping it real over there, constantly dropping fire, and appreciate you. Again, let me come on your channel and share my content. I think we need more of that, man. I really wish, and I'm speaking specifically to Nakamoto Crypto because that's someone that I respect out in the space, but I really wish we could have FUD and discuss FUD. Like, I really don't understand the brainwashing of the people in crypto. I think it's actually global. It's not just crypto, because I see it right now where you could call, I'm gonna get a little political right now, but you could call FUD the same thing that we're seeing with the gender ideology. Because if you basically don't, what do you call it? Affirm someone's personal opinion and them regulate your speech to call them what they say you have to call them, basically mandating free speech. It's FUD. It's the same thing. Like, you're you're basically, they don't call it FUD, but you are literally raked across the coals because you're now the intolerant person. So I think that's the exact same thing, in my opinion, that we see in the space of crypto. So it's not just crypto. It's literally a global narrative that people have just become soft, and you're not allowed to have conflicting viewpoints, and you are intolerant, unacceptable, not acceptable, but you don't accept people, and you're bigot, you're racist, and in here you're just a fudder, and like, it just makes no sense. So I don't really understand how we got to this space. Like, I understand the acronym, and fear by itself, yeah, is irrational. That's false evidence appearing real. So in that regard, you should not be fearful, or you should never make a decision from the position of fear. So if you have fear, then just don't make a decision. That's the best thing you can do with fear. So it's not unknown to a lot of people. People have been in fearful situations, so that's fine. But the uncertainty makes perfect freaking sense. I mean, Jesus Christ, why can't we be uncertain about an industry that's just over a decade old? And for the DeFi side, you're talking a couple years, and there's no regulation, and everybody is doing their own thing. Hell, people don't even know how to write Solidity contracts without them being exploited. So there's tons of uncertainty. Like, why is that not allowed? And then doubt. Well, that makes perfect sense too. Like, I'm doubting what's going to happen to crypto in the US. And if you live there, you should doubt that too. Like, what the hell is going to happen? Like, we have a belief that the US will not let crypto get kicked all the way offshore. But you can go back in history, and you also thought that that was the land of the free, and they also made your gold illegal. So, and they confiscated it or made you turn it in. So there's a lot of uncertainty and doubt that should be handled with healthy criticism, skepticism in every aspect of your life. You should challenge things, you know, like, so I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. That was just my rant. Nakamoto Crypto, they will always be scared of the opposing views, coach. We're polarizing figures for a good reason. They won't get it. Facts, facts, facts. Mic drop. Yeah, and that's all I can do, in my opinion, is just speak that personal truth. Like, it's not going to be everybody's truth. It's not going to be for everyone. But that's just the way it's got to go. I don't see another path forward. Like, having everybody say the same thing makes literally no sense to me. So, and I can't subscribe to that. But I think there is a percentage of the population that can. They will subscribe to that. They are more easily influenced. They are more easily manipulated. And again, we've seen this in history, time and time again, when they take an entire population, a demographic, and shove a narrative down their throat, and then those become the army that goes out and push that propaganda, and then the other side is silenced, killed, sent off somewhere, like, who knows. So it happens. It's happened time and time again in history. So it's happening now, and I think it can happen now even faster because we have the internet, so information and news can spread more quickly. So if you have this view where you do believe the narrative, well, then you're very quickly going to find other people that believe that as well, and it makes people like me, the minority, which actually is funny. So I believe the majority don't believe the narrative, but they're so afraid to speak up that they feel like they're the minority. They're like, nobody else is saying anything. I mean, I'm the only one that believes this. And then that's a scary place to be in, because you eventually start to potentially question your own beliefs and values, and then you subscribe to the narrative. So even though that narrative is like the old saying, squeaky wheel gets the grease, that narrative may only be 10, 20, 30% of the collective population. But the other 70 are so afraid to speak up that you see it and you're like, I don't know if that's right. Maybe I am the delusional one. Love to hear the painful truth, that sweet lies. Yeah, facts, man. I get it. Not everybody thinks that way though, man. Samuel's a boy. Not everybody thinks that way. But I can tell from my personal channel, like the growth, the subscriber rate, the engagement, the responses, somebody's looking for it. So by no means am I the largest channel in the DeFi space. So I'm not tooting my horn on that. But when I look at the other content creators that produce primarily, well, I can't even say really it's primarily drip content anymore, because most of them, even myself included, has started covering other stuff. So I still try to keep it 100% related to drip, but I've started covering this macro kind of thing, and then this what do you call it? Mindset, the discipline, motivation kind of side as well. So so I can't even say that I am holistically drip, but I try to tell myself that to virtue signal that I am all about drip. But definitely there's content on my channel that is not specifically drip. Like I try to tie it to drip and give some level of tie-in between the two. But you could definitely say that it's not specifically drip. But what I'm getting at though is that like what Samuel's boy said, they'll love to hear the painful truth and the sweet lie. And I can see that as well. Because when I look at the these people like Stunna, Crypto Mischief, Bartertown, Crypto Kings, Cryptopian, Scott, so I can't add everybody. You can only add 6 at a time. But there's an alarming amount of people that are tuning into the channel to watch. And that tells me that they're looking for, it goes back to what I said. So either they're looking for the information, they're afraid to speak up themselves, or they're looking for it to just hear another side. But regardless, they're interested. So all I can do is keep telling my truth. That's it. And if you don't like it, you know, there's an unsubscribe button. There's a dislike button. There's the comment section you can leave. I don't actually understand the negative comment part because there's a Tony Robbins quote where focus goes, energy flows, meaning whatever you put your attention into, the energy is going to go into that thing. That's good, bad, or indifferent. So if you are someone that is going to go around and look for videos, watch the videos, and then leave a negative comment, like that says more about you and your personal mindset than it does about the person who made it, because you had to spend that time, let's just say 5-10 minutes on a video to watch it so that you could actually leave something negative about it. Like, that's crazy. Why are you going to invest that time? Like, that makes no sense. Especially, okay, you may not know, maybe it's a new content creator and you're not sure. You got clickbaited. You watch it. Okay, that's fine. You're entitled to that. But if after some time you know who this content creator is and what they're about, why are you still going there? Because all you're doing is feeding their views, which supports their channel. It's crazy. So I don't know. I don't get it. I'll never get it. It'll never make any sense. So what do you guys want to chat about? So I'm trying to see if we had any new news in Watcher Guru or Crypto Desk, CoinDesk. But I think I covered this already in my videos, so I don't really have anything else. U.S. Senator sees an opportunity amid SEC lawsuits to advocate for crypto regulations. Good on them. We need regulations. That is definitely important. So yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take. Oh shit, that's Wyoming. That's cool. That's probably the most crypto friendly state, because you can actually create a DAO. So this is how my physical business is registered. It's a LLC through Wyoming. They make it super easy, and you can also register a DAO through Wyoming. So they set you up with everything and make it super easy. So the evolving perception of cryptocurrency transitioning from initial skepticism by government officials is to a more receptive stance has been noteworthy. Wyoming Republican Senator Cynthia Loomis has garnered favor with the crypto community due to her growing involvement and interest. Yep, facts. So we successfully prevented 30% digital asset mining tax from being included in the debt ceiling deal, but the fight is far from over. Yeah, so she's definitely one of the more vocal ones. So the question is, though, you know, how many of them exist to get a pass in Congress and the Senate to get this stuff in? Because believe it or not, yeah, the U.S. and what they do will still have influence on other countries. So we're seeing favorable bills like the MiCA bill and stuff in the EU, and we're seeing favorable crypto adoption in other countries. Hong Kong now allowing crypto. I think that was all smoke and mirrors anyway. Them quote unquote China banning for the 100th time crypto, and then now allowing it with Hong Kong. Even though Hong Kong is kind of its own quote unquote sovereign state, man, it's still under China, whether you want to believe it or not. They still have influence. So I think this is all planned. There's a much bigger 3D game of chess And whenever we hear about these things or see it in the news, it's no longer news. It's news to us. But these puppet strings have been pulled far, far longer. I was listening to, I forgot who was talking about this, but when you have someone like China, who's been playing the same game plan for 40 years, and then you have countries like the US, every 4 years, we run a new game plan. And if you're lucky, maybe 8. Then who's going to win? Because someone with a 40-year agenda and grooming people from a young age so that when they pass, somebody else comes in and carries that agenda forward. Their plans are going to be much, much harder to break because they're planning things out so far in advance that when you see the moves, you're like, wait a minute, what is that even for? Like, I don't get it. What's going on? Ruby Roo, U.S. courts have ruled that DAOs are entities like corporations and can be sued. Yeah, I put that up in one of my videos. So I don't know if that video already came out or not, but yep. They at least for UkiDAO, that was the one. UkiDAO is now being held liable, but we'll see how that shapes up for other DAOs going forward. But they did rule that this one is being basically handled as if it was a individual versus a decentralized autonomous organization. Where'd it go? I remember seeing it, man, in the news. But either way, you are right. But we'll see. The same thing can be said, though, about Library. One of the SECs that was on the trial in there said that the Library token did not constitute a security on the secondary market. So meaning, if that's the case, that was up in court and it's on the record, why are there lawsuits being held? So the SEC could be suing for the initial public offering of a token, but once that's gone, according to the Library case, it's no longer a security. So the secondary sales have been deemed in court not a security. So again, this is all just smoke and mirrors. It makes you wonder what the goal is. And like I said, to me, the goal is to push Binance out and put Coinbase in. Samuel's a boy. Is it possible for the garden to stop paying LP without compounding for some time? Is it possible for the garden to stop paying LP? No, your LPs are going to continue to pay out, but your amount can depreciate. So what you're able to pull, because the way that it's set up, it's a game where you're pitting yourself against the behavior of others. So remember, you get paid up to 3.33%. So depending on how your actions are and what other people are doing, then you could start getting less than 3.3. So maybe down to 1. I don't know what the low end is. Let's see. Why'd I go to BNB leverage? Drip community. Let's see if that's up to date in the wiki. I don't know what the range is on it. And I also don't know where to see stats that really tell you that, because Dune doesn't give you that up-to-date information. And even Drip.Formulate just tells you 3.33%. So everything I've always seen has just always said 3.33%. But the way the contract works, or according to what we've been told, is that it's variable based on your behavior. So let's see here. Yeah, once you have your first plants, they will start producing seeds that will earn up to 3.33% compound interest daily on seeds. And insures persons, blah, 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 referrals. So there was something, I don't remember where that was at, that told you it was based on the behavior of the other players. This is, the garden got really slimmed down. There used to be a lot more in here, I thought. Maybe it's on the animalfarm.wiki. Yep. So I would say that it can't stop paying completely, but it could definitely go down to like a value that looks like you're not getting anything for it anymore. But that's the cool thing about this, though. So like, I don't ever see that as something that would happen because of this. That's again why I'm so excited about what the Drip Marketing DAO can do, because right now for one LP, and again, degens like you know, just crazy numbers. So you tell somebody they're going to get 756 113 million plants for $2. That's like, oh my God, you know. And then they come back a week later, and you're like, well, now you get 120 million plants for $2. Like, really? This is crazy. I love this game. So like, this is to me what will have this turning around. And if you look at Dune, there's one chart that literally shows this U-shaped curve. I've never seen this in crypto. I guess if you zoom out enough, maybe you can see that. If you zoom out enough, yeah, you wouldn't see this. You would never see this U-shaped curve in crypto, because a token would launch at one price and it would shoot to the moon, and then it would go down, but then it would go back up and hopefully break higher highs. So it would still look like this. But what's interesting with the way he designed it is we have this overall plant value in LP tokens. So you had all these plants originally, well, not all, but you got plants before, and then just went down to like a lower amount. And then now you're getting so much more buying power every single day with your plants. So this is very, very attractive to people that have small bags. Remember, drip garden is leverage. So if you don't want to play, or don't have, let's just say you don't have the patience to play the drip normally, the drip faucet, right? Because that's 1% per day. So it's going to take you about 100 days to ROI when you count tax. Well, here you're getting these LPs, and you can do that in 33 days, technically. I'm sorry, in 30 days, 30 days. If you were to try to just claim. Now that would mean that, of course, the amount you receive each day would start to go down, but you could probably get a big chunk out, especially as other people are buying more plants and adding to the contract balance. So we haven't seen the garden. So since drip has been going down since the inception of the garden, well, not since, shortly after the inception of the garden, we haven't really been able to see how this is going to play out. So we really need Triple D to be online. Then it'll be an interesting litmus test to come back to this 30 days after Triple D is launched, and then see what the garden looks like. What does this contract balance look like? How did I get in here? I was looking at this one. So what is this contract balance now? You know, what is the price of an LP 30 days after Triple D? That will tell us, you know, how to kind of do some analytics and go forward. Mr. Blue, Coach, what happened to the Dune Plant Garden app? I think you're talking about this one. So I believe with these, people have to actually pay to get these, call these APIs basically, and load the data. So I think a lot of these got out of sync or not being kept up or something like that. So it's hard to maintain this amount of data. It's a lot of, not labor manual, but computation power, I guess you could say. So, and other people have copied this. Let's see if Farmer Dan's is, that's the wallet ranking. But yeah, it just all depends on who's maintaining it. But I believe they have to pay like an actual subscription model. This 1 trillion plants? Let's see, million, billion, trillion. Damn! 1 trillion. Oh, Farmer Dan. So the guy who made this app. How did they put their name in here? I didn't even know that was a possibility. How did that happen? I guess when you register your account, that's cool. So Ray was on top. Remember, he bought that big bag, but whoever this person is, they now control 4% of the contract. So man, between the top 3, it's 10% of the contract. That's crazy. 1 trillion plants. Damn. Can't wrap my head around that. I wish maybe this guy paid for Drip Formulate. I wish we could see this. Hey. Let's go back. Garden, where are you, Garden? You did not want to play nice. Oh, there you are. Let's see. Probably won't get any features out of this, but double check the address you have entered. Oh, did I do something wrong? Very strange. I've never actually seen that, so it takes it. Remove the wallet, yes. Put it back in. Is there a space or anything up here? No. Anything back here? No. That's weird. I've never seen this happen. Okay, now it's loading. All right. I'm curious. 1 trillion, that's a huge milestone. And I'm assuming they just got past that a little while ago. I don't know how many plants this person would make. So they've bought 15,000 LPs and sold 5,000. Let's see. You know what? I'm curious now. What is, let's go 16,000. What does 16,000 LPs cost? Oh, I can do the math. $32,000. So that's interesting. 32 grand to get the top spot right now for the Garden. Where we at? Coach, what happened to the Dune? So hopefully I answered that question. I just sell every day, take LPs, put back in. I make an extra 150 mil a day. I just sell every day, take the LPs, put back in. Yeah. That's exactly what I was talking about. Jay told me. Yeah, that to me is the way to play the game now. And the advanced version of that strategy is if you can DCA. So say you're still getting something from the pig pen, or you're selling a bit of dogs, whatever. You gotta, if you can find a small amount, especially now, like it's not financial advice, of course, we always say that, but I do believe that Triple D is closer now than further away. So, and I do believe that it will have an impact on drip. I can't say how significant, because I could say a 3x and that's just $1. So that is still a significant impact, 3xing a token. But that will in turn have an effect on the Garden. So to me, if you can afford to DCA and you are bullish on drip and therefore extension bullish on the Garden, then this would be the opportunity to do exactly what Jay Tomey said, sell and put back in, as well as DCA if you can, because you get those extra plants. Mr. Blue, Ray is in there. Yeah, he's like number 10, I think it showed, or something like that. 16, 265 million. But still, that's crazy. 32,000. So just to get that, 32,000. What is a I lost my train of thought. What else we got? We got, thanks, Coach. Ray's in there. Did you serve? Yes. Air Force. Thanks, Coach. Yeah, I'm going to, once my next wallet maxes, I guess you're going to create a new Garden or something. I don't know what that actually means. Drip.formulate is not working properly. Yeah. Yeah, it seems a lot of the sites, I won't say a lot, but some of the sites, it's hard to keep them, to maintain them. And I would imagine the cost and stuff like that would have an effect for sure. So that would explain why James Devstreet just put out this new, where'd it go? This new crypto watch. Where is it? It's not even linked on the side. That's interesting. Is it cryptowatch.formulate or something? I don't even know what it is, like how to actually get to it. He sent me the link, but he put that up, new thing up to basically check to see if what a contract is. It's kind of self-auditing tool. But I think that's why he added that, so that he could add some more features and get some people to pay some money, because it's expensive to get that stuff done. Check.formulate.finance. So I don't know if you guys saw this. I put this up in a video. So it's pretty cool to be able to basically put a contract. So it's kind of a self-auditing tool. Now, what's missing in here is some additional clarity on this. So let's look at Safe Wolf or what SW, whatever this is, SW token, just to see. So it has all these no's, which is good. 29 checks passed, but some of these don't offer enough clarity. So the contract's developer or owner is one of the top 10 holders. Okay, that one makes sense. The contract transaction fee is modifiable. If it is increased dramatically, users may encounter honeypot rug pulls. Okay. Let's see. Owner percent, creator percent, token holders, access control. The owner of the deployer has too much control. So like this one, it really depends. Like it says, make sure the deployer is trustworthy before interacting with such a contract. So not always is a someone having control of the contract a bad thing. Like in the case of trying to upgrade the contract, or if you have something that a DAO votes on to make changes, then you have to take control of the contract or still have control. You can't denounce that. If you denounce it, then you can't change it. The ability to take back ownership of a contract can be used to steal funds or manipulate the blockchain. So yeah, I think he got a lot of heat. He actually got banned from the Telegram. This again goes back to what I was talking to Nakamoto Crypto about. Like, it's crazy because even someone like James Debstreet, who was originally working with the team and developing stuff, he makes this tool for all of us to use. And just because when you put the token in and it has some red flags that you should be aware of, like this one right here just says fail checks 1, right? I think it was AFD they didn't like. But either way, because I think he changed it because there was more flags on Drip before and they were just hating on him. They banned him, kicked him out of the chat and said it's, this is FUD, blah, blah, blah. It's like, how is it FUD? It's literally someone auditing the contract and telling you what you need to know. But that group is just so polarized, man. Like, I just don't get it. And like I said before, I had to go back to this. I don't get it because the entire globe is under this ignorant pandemic. Like, if you ever watch the movie Idiocracy, I think that's exactly where we're at. People are just stupid. Like, there's no common sense anymore. The line between reality and fantasy is blurred. So a person like this who makes an independent tool, shares it in the community, they call it FUD and kick him out. Like, it's crazy because they can't process information objectively and unbiased. So AFD has, and so I think he changed it. It used to be, I think it was worse. So Drip only had 1. And I think because of them beating him to death, he had to modify how it looked at the contracts. Like, that's just crazy. So AFD has a blacklist function. We knew about that. It's not open source, so you can't verify it. So they never put it out there to let everybody know so it can be checked. Has a modifiable tax structure. We know that. The ability to hide the ownership of the contract can be used to manipulate blockchain data, and it has access controls. So these are checks that his tool does, which I think is great. But not everybody feels that way. So it's crazy. So anyway, shouts out to Debstreet. So I think, like we're going back to with Dune and all these sites, they cost money. So devs make stuff like this and try to get you to donate to them. So that's the way it goes. All right, we're coming up on the end. Let's see. Mr. Blue, 32K. Yeah, 32K to take the #1 spot if you want it. I put 4K in plants now. It's worth $25. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think I put in 5,500 in my total plant value. If you look at it, it's like $500. But you can't look at that because you'll always be down. It's never going to go back up. Plants are designed to get cheaper. So if you're evaluating your investment based off the value of plants, it's going to be down and to the right. If you evaluate it based off of your LP contract balance percentage and LP value, which you don't have direct control over the LP value, you can with positive behavior. So all of us with the collective can have impact, but those are 2 metrics you should be tracking. Jay Tomey, thanks for service. I was Army as FO, worked with JTAX. Oh, nice. Thank you for your service as well, sir. We just passed Memorial Day, so appreciate that. All right, winding it down right up on that 1 hour time frame. So any of you that have any questions, drop in the chats before I head out, close up the stream, take the dog for a walk. It's almost 6 a.m. Normally she goes out at 4:30, 4:45, somewhere around there. So no news that I see in the development side. Drip still bouncing around with 30 cents. And do we have any announcements here? Where are my announcements? Price bots, 29 cents. Crypto announcements, nothing. So we will see. You guys got any questions, comments, moans, groans, gripes, complaints? leave them in the chat. So I'm going to probably cap it there and let you guys go on with your day. Let's see. Anybody else? What do you got, Jay? Tommy, win triple D. Yo, yes. No clue, man. No clue. I've given up speculating, man. Like, at this stage, we all should know, Forex is MO. So it'll be whenever Forex says it'll be, and no sooner. That's it. They told me, thanks for all you do, bro. The knowledge, reasoning helps this space so much. It helps those that are willing to listen, my friend, and it hurts those that are not cognitively developed. It hurts their feelings. I used to have a saying as a kid, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. I don't think kids this day and age grew up with that saying, because words hurt them to their core. You'll literally see people screaming on TikToks about how they were threatened by some person coming up to them and talking in a calm voice, challenging their beliefs, asking them a question. These people are screaming bloody murder. So it's crazy. Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Blue. Can't tell you how much I appreciate all your hard work, and commitment is good form. Good commitment, sir. Good form. I appreciate it as well. Like, I definitely don't do this for the money. That's why I show you guys everything. I'm making it here on YouTube. I've now kind of taken up, like I said, a virtue signal, moral high ground, ego, whatever you want to call it. You got to have some dark side driving you at some stage. It's not always positive. But so I've decided to just stick it out and champion the flag for the cause, regardless of what a few handful of people think or feel, because I'm not going to live my life based on other people's feelings. That's crazy. Thanks, Coach. All right, Mr. Blue, appreciate you as well, sir. So we are going to head out. So I'm going to cap the stream right there. And I will see you guys next week. Lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.